Hey guys, so as I always mention, if you leave a comment, I'm gonna respond. If you send us a message, I'll probably make a video about whatever you guys want. So in today's episode, Roland asked me, how do you pose shy and less confident people? And the answer to that is actually very simple, in my opinion. It's posing them in a way that it doesn't feel contrived and forced and something that's out of their character. The way that we honestly do that is by keeping things very simple, very classic, and I play off of people's personalities, right? So if I'm shooting a couple and I can immediately tell that they're a quirky kind of couple that, you know, they're a little bit more fun, outgoing, all that, I'm gonna play into that personality and see what we can do that's more fun and more exciting. However, in the very beginning, I'm gonna give you the standard poses, which you're seeing right now. The standard pose that we always do is turn slightly towards each other, hand in the pocket for the groom, hand on his chest for the bride, and she's going to be turned a little bit. One knee is going to be bent slightly. Always watch the shoulder because they always tend to tense up. So always tell them relax that shoulder a little bit and make sure that the ring is nice and centered. These are things that I tell them as we're shooting right in the very beginning. It sounds like a lot, but it's very simple things, very simple steps that anybody can do. And then I'll play around with slightly different variations. So facing one another, holding her around the waist, her hand on his elbow. The reason that we do the elbow and not the shoulder is when there's a very big height discrepancy, she may end up covering her face. So what I would say for shy or very confident couples, start with your baseline. Just like anything else, start from the bottom and then work your way up and then see where it takes you depending on their personalities. Now, if they're very shy, and we have this all the time, we have couples who are just shy and introverted, and that's okay. Even with myself, I try to read the room. So if somebody or a couple are more introverted and a little bit more quiet, I may tone down my personality just a little bit because I don't want them to feel like, tense because I'm a little bit more out there. And I am a little bit more extroverted when I'm working. So I pay attention to that because you can tell when people are comfortable in front of the camera. And there have been some people who we've photographed them and we've showed them the very basic posing that we do. And during the shoot, I remember there was this one couple specifically, I would show them and she would just kind of look at them and go, mm-hmm. And I'm just like, I think we're doing okay. But to me, I go, we've done this thousands of times. The photos look very similar to everything that we've done. So in my sense is we're giving them the brand that they paid for. So there's nothing here that's different than anything else as far as, our basics. So she was very much like that during the wedding. And then when she replied, when we sent her the photos, you would not believe how excited, you would not think that that's the same person. She was about the photos, about the way they looked, how everything looked so pretty. And it's not me boasting right now. It's me telling you guys that you're going to run into people who are a little bit more shy in the outside world, but internally they may feel they are happy and they just don't show it outwardly. So your job as a photographer is to figure out what speed they're at and work with them. Now, I'm always going to be a couple of notches more excited than the couple, I feel like, generally speaking, because what I don't want to do is overcorrect, where I see that they're a little bit more mellow and then be so mellow that now I'm bringing them down. I'm still going to be a little bit more excited than they're going to be, but read the room and don't be wild when the couple is more of a relaxed, laid back kind of couple. Now on the other side, and Roland, I hope I answered your question well with that response. But on the other side, if you have a very excitable couple, I'm still going to start with our baseline standard poses. And then if you want to do something else, I'm happy to suggest it, or I always ask them, is there any shots that you wanted to do? I did this last week and Janelle goes, yes, can we do where he picks me up over there? And I go, absolutely, we can. So they went, and as you're seeing in the photo right now, he picked her up and it was just a nice moment. On that note, let me give you guys a little tip. I wouldn't suggest mentioning picking her up most of the time. You never know who has back issues, who has a bad knee, anything like that. So I don't like assuming that he's going to be in great shape and lift her up, or hell, you never know. Some people look like they might be strong and then they try to, and they can't really lift, and now you're making them embarrassed. So kind of the picking up shots that you ever see with us, 9 times out of 10, they suggested it because I don't want to make anybody feel bad or hurt anybody. But yeah, I always, if they have an extra suggestion, yeah, let's go for it. We already did the standard one. We already did the one of them looking at the camera. We're already appeasing their parents. So now that they're happy, now we can do something else and we can play a little bit. Another little tip I would say is walking shots. Have them holding hands, walking, looking at each other, smiling, happy, not looking at the ground, not talking. I always tell them this, not talking, because you're not going to want the blah blah faces. Just happy, smiling. And then one thing that I always tell them is it's going to look a lot more natural than it feels. And I always mention that because that always makes them go, okay. They understand that it's not going to feel as natural because who's used to walking in front of a camera? You know what I mean? But by telling them it's going to look a lot more natural than they feel, it validates their feelings that it does feel a little strange, but it's going to look good. After we do a few runs, then I show them what it looks like once I see one that looks really good, and I show them that. So there's another tip is shy couples, show them photos as you're going through your shoot to build their trust. Don't show them photos right from the very beginning unless you got a banger right in the beginning that looks amazing where they look great. If that's the case, wonderful, show them. But if not, wait a little bit, shoot a little bit more, and then once you're getting reactions, you're getting, more, a little bit more energy out of them, a little bit more emotion out of them, or just a really good shot, then show them that. Because building their trust is going to get them out of their shell a little bit, and it's going to help the shoot go a lot more smoothly for you and for them, because now they're going to feel good about it. And I think on that note also is providing reassurance throughout the shoot. Letting them know, hey, you guys look great. You're doing amazing. These are looking really, really good. Things like that, like things that feel genuine. You know what I mean? Like, don't say that just to say it. Don't say it right at the beginning, because then it feels disingenuous. If you guys are shooting for 25 minutes, there's bound to be a few moments where you go, damn, they look good. Let them know that. Like, sometimes I'll shoot something, as I'm shooting, I'll go, well, we only need one take of that because you guys killed it. And sometimes it'll get them laughing a little bit, shoot a little bit of that. Things like that where you're encouraging them and making them feel good, because when you feel good, you're going to relax a little bit more. I think that that's a lot of photography and photographing couples is psychological. Is if they feel good, the shoot is going to go a lot smoother. Let me know if this video helped you guys. I know that it's not always the easiest thing to photograph other humans because everybody has a slightly different personality. But as long as you give them some grace, have a little bit of patience, have confidence, and build their confidence as you're shooting, it's going to go great. Thank you guys so much for watching.